Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the Deity V-Mic D4. We're going to be checking out its features, what it can do, what it sounds like. Stay tuned. Welcome back guys. So just to talk a little bit about the Deity's predecessor. The predecessor is a V-Mic D3. So last time when they launched this, it was a very simple unit. I feel it was kind of to look through and see what the demands of the community are. So it was a very simple unit, plug and play, run and gun kind of style of microphone. And right now the V-Mic D4 has made a lot of significant improvements. I believe it's solely due to feedback and constant research with their competitors as well. So we're going to be focusing more on the D4's features. Right now we're going to be talking more about the features, what is similar, what is different between the D4 and the D3. So we're going to run through the similarities and the differences. Check it out. So the first similarity we're going to be talking about is the AAA batteries that is still being utilized in the D4. So the batteries are not ideal in my opinion. Most of the applications are using inbuilt batteries because it's easier. If you're using AAA, sometimes you might forget to kind of install it into the microphone, and you don't really have any backup, and you know your shoot is basically screwed. So most of the microphones like the Rode VideoMic Go utilizes inbuilt battery that can last for a couple of hours as well. So that is a very interesting choice by Deity, and I actually believe that the choice was designed so that it can still remain cost friendly for consumer users, and it may be a good or bad play depending on where you're at, and you know, in your level of expertise. And what other things are similar is the on and off feature. So previously in the D3, when you plug the cable in and you connect it to your camera device, it will power on. It will be able to sense that it's been connected, and when you remove the jack, it should turn off maybe after a couple of seconds. So that was the smart capability, and it has also been transferred to the D4. So that is actually a very good move. I think it was a feature that a lot of users appreciated, especially when people can be forgetful and you forget about turning off the microphone or turning on the microphone in some cases. And just talking a little bit about the physical dimensions, the mic capsule is very similar, but the D4 is just a tad bit taller or longer than the D3. And when I mean a tad bit, it's just a couple of millimeters, and it may or may not have a difference depending on how sensitive your hearing is or what kind of audio test you're running. But I generally feel that most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference if the physical part of it has any effect on the audio quality. But we'll put out a kind of like a spec sheet here so that you guys can see what are a couple of differences, like the sensitivity or the signal to noise ratio. So quite a couple of very minute differences, and we'll head on to actually doing some audio tests later. Okay, so now we're going to move on to what are the improvements or differences, what's new basically. And we'll head off with the first main one. and it is the stepless gain knob on the D4. So this was incorporated from the D3 Pro and also other microphone competitors within this range as well. I feel that this is a huge improvement. Previously it was plug and play and you don't really have much control, or rather if you had to control your audio, you had to control it from your camera device or from your smartphone device, and sometimes you may not it may not be as simple as that. So having this stepless gain knob, it goes from -5 dB all the way to +10 dB. It's kind of like a adjustment. They have an indication here to show you at which marker you're at. So the higher the number, of course, you are increasing the sensitivity, you are increasing the audio capture in the surrounding as well. Bring it down to -5 and you get a very focused but yet close audio capture region for the microphone as well. And of course the second important feature would be the USB output. So I believe Deity has realized USBs are getting utilized more nowadays, and you kind of need to follow the trends, make it easier for people as well. And so you have a USB-C output, so they have also provided a new couple of cables. The first one being a USB-C to USB-C. This is for PC or even Android phones. And then the next one is actually a USB-C to 3.5mm cable. And surprisingly, they gave two. So two cables, they're both similar. However, on Deity's website, they mentioned that one of it is specifically Sony compatible, and I actually can't tell which one is which. So if you're here watching this video looking for that information, I'm sorry, I do not have the answer to it. But when I figure out, I'll let you guys know. So quite a weird decision, but it could be a Sony camera system kind of thing. And actually those are the two main differences. We will, just to share a little bit more, the D4 is lighter than the D3, 30 grams lighter to be exact. So I believe they also incorporated a similar Rycote mount. It looks very similar actually, and I believe it still upholds the Rycote's standard of noise reduction, of noise absorption through the shock mount. So that is that. And just hang on where we are going to move on to testing the microphone, and let us know what you think about it. Right now we're going to be doing an audio test between the D4 and D3. So the D4 is on my left and the D3 is on my right. This is the only thing I can adjust on the D4 is the stepless gain knob, and right now it is at -5. So what do you think about the microphone? Right now I am still doing an audio test. I'm speaking at my normal volumes pace, and what do you guys think? So right now the D3 still remains the same. No settings has been changed on the D3, but we're testing to increase the D4 and putting it to 0 dB instead of -5 dB, and let's see what kind of noise can it pick up. Can it pick up me slurping my saliva or things like that, how sensitive it is, and also for a little bit of background information, there is an aircon running right above. So let's try to keep silent and see if you can hear it. Could you hear it? Let's run one more test right now, and we are going to try to push the D4 to plus 10 dB, and again see what you guys can hear and see whether there are any particular differences or not. Okay, so once again, the D3 has not changed at all. There is no audio settings to change. In the D4's case, the stepless gain knob has been increased to plus 10 dB. So right now it should be very sensitive. Still keeping the same distance, still talking at a normal pace. And again, if you guys feel there are any differences, do drop us a comment. If we pick it up as well, we will be surprised to know how well the DT or how bad the DT is doing in comparison to the D3. Okay, so that was the audio test between the Deity D4 and D3. Do you guys find any differences? I have heard a little bit of the audio clips, playback, the very raw files, and I find that the stepless gain knob definitely has a difference there, but still this is a very consumer level microphone. And ideally, if you are starting off with content creation or you're looking to get your first microphone, I think this is a good start. It's a good microphone to carry. It's versatile. It works for phones, it works for cameras, it works for PC, and it's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. However, if you are a current user of the D3, you may or may not feel it is a necessary upgrade, or if you feel that there are some nuances in Deity microphones, then you may want to try something else that suits your needs much better. So just let us know what you guys think. Drop your comments or questions down in the comments below, and if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, follow, like us at Red Dot Photo. We'll keep you updated with more product reviews or comparisons. Then let us know what do you want us to compare next as well. Peace.